because as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there's some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know.
Yes, yes, yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And today we're looking at, where am I? We're looking at boxing talk with Raphie 130. 130. And yeah, we got a special guest. We got a special treat for you. And we announced it a couple of days ago and reaffirmed it yesterday. So it's boxing talk with Raphie, joined with a special guest, joined by a special guest. And he goes by the name of Cherry Bomb. You probably know him best on the Cherry Bomb. Edner Cherry. So let's get that link up. Let's get the background up. Where are we? Boom, boom, boom. Is it showing? No, we gotta get it in the foreground. Gotta get the thing up in the foreground. Where we at? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's show that. There we go. Edner Cherry joining us. About 10, 15, 20 minutes live on the show. And yeah, looking forward to this one. We're fortunate enough to make contact with Edner Cherry. And he was kind enough to accept our humble invitation. So before we get into that, let me share something with you. Okay, let's get that popping. Share this. And let's play that. Let's get the screen right. Boom. Take it back from the beginning. And let's go.
Before the hockey starts, we need to let them know how many people are here for equality, justice, and peace. Hey, hey, USA! How many brothers we got killed today? Hey, hey, USA! How many sisters getting killed today?
Damn. Dame. Okay, this thing's gone global. This thing has gone global. That's down there. That's down there in New Zealand. That's smaller, big boys country. And the protests have spread all around the globe. We've even seen it's even spread to Russia. Seen Vladimir Klitschko down there in the Ukraine. He had something to say about this. Okay, we are now officially live. I've just received the notification. Okay, so you've seen Klitschko down there in the Ukraine talking about this matter. It's interesting how it spread. It's definitely touched a nerve. Definitely got people pissed off. And yeah, quite understandably so, in my humble estimation. And I think it's time for a sound check. Let's do the sound check. Quite honest. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's write this thing up. Let's get this thing up. So people know what they're looking at as they enter. Let's create the banner. Boom, boom, boom. Want to go the extra mile? Why don't I go the extra mile and get that little thing, the little thing that scrolls across the bottom? Okay. What's going on there? What's going on there? Let's replay that. Let's keep that on the loop for a couple of minutes. Okay, so where are we now? Who's this? Who have we got here?
Superman, blessed up yourself. What's up?
It's the Troy Graham. I hear the jingling in the background. Background. Is that Keys? Okay, thank you.
Hey, I'm outside, man. It's a nice day today. I'm sitting out in front of my house.
Yeah, you might as well make the most of it. Might as well enjoy it. Unfortunately for us over here in the UK, we knew it had to happen, but the rains have come. And so,
Okay.
Yeah, we've been having perfect weather for 90% of the COVID era, maybe even more than 90%, but the rains have come. I hope it's just some rainstorms that are typical around.
Okay, yeah, and I sent you a message too, so you can check that in.
Send me a message. You sent me a message.
Yeah.
Show. You sent me a message.
And what's up?
Let me check this.
Yeah.
Let me check this. It's a good thing you sent that message. No, I had not. So, okay, let me go ahead and do that in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna chop it up a little bit. Okay, so this thing, what's going on here? Why has this thing come to an end again? So this thing here has gone global. This George Floyd situation has gone global. Talking to myself? Am I talking to myself? Let me send the link now.
You to finish talk. I'm waiting for you to finish talking so I can step in.
Yeah, I finished talking. Let me send the link now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh, well, you sending the link, I'll talk. So go ahead. Well, yeah, this situation went global. I don't believe this is the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say, because other countries have always spoken out against police brutality of blacks in America, and this one here and how it went down, and just the pure brutality of it might just be the one to bring some change, not just here, but on a global stage.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I think it needs to. I hope so. I hope so. The law changes are needed over there. They gotta change the law. They gotta change the law over there to make sure to make it very, very uncomfortable for the police chiefs who have these people under them, and they don't handle them right. They don't correct them. New laws should be passed that makes it very, very uncomfortable for those commanders, for the superiors. The superiors have to bear part of the responsibility for these people who they don't keep in check. Here's the link. It's got to become law. The courthouses, here's the link, Edner. The courthouses, there has to be law to govern them. They have to be given guidelines, sentencing guidelines. These cops have to be held to a higher standard. These killer cops got to be held to a higher standard, and maybe then we shall see some change. But yeah, it's definitely got to be some law changes to get this thing under control.
yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To me, you first change the spirit of the people, or those who have the ability to make laws. Then you go about, because it's, if you ever come to this country, it's law after law after law after law after law.
Mm.
It's laws for laws for laws for laws for laws. Nothing's being done. You must first attack this.
So what's your solution? If you're saying that the laws won't work, what's your solution?
You attack the spirit of the people that have to change the laws. You attack the spirit of the people that have to change.
You ain't attacking no spirit of those people who have to change the laws. Those people ain't got no heart. Those people ain't got no hearts or souls. You ain't attacking nothing on them. The only thing you can attack on those people is the money. You ain't attacking their hearts or souls. So you gotta go through legal channels.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then there's really nothing to do. You just accept the fact.
Yeah, there is something to do. Actually, there is something to do. Change the laws.
Yeah, but if you don't change the people making the laws, what's the sense of them? They're just going to keep making the laws.
You can change the laws before you can change the people. So change the laws.
Nah, you gotta change the people first.
You ain't changing the people. You ain't changing the people. You gotta change the laws. The laws will change the people. We've seen that. You can stick a nah as much as you want. Nah. We've seen that happen in the UK. We've seen it work in the UK.
This ain't the UK, my friend. This is not the UK.
I've never said it was the UK. I know geography. We've seen it work in the UK. Yeah. We've seen things work in one part of the. I mean, to say it's not the UK is to imply that if something works in one part of the world, it can't work in another part of the world. That's utter nonsense. You take models that you've seen work in different places, different locations, different parts of the world, and you apply them. That's how laws work. You look at laws. You look at laws from different parts of the world. You see, oh, that's a good law down there. Over there in Spain, we're going to bring that in. Oh, that's a good law over there in Italy. We should adapt that to our hometown. Obviously, you adapt to your location. But to say something that worked over there, but it won't work over here because we're different, no, that don't make no sense. You adapt it to your environment.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not exactly what you said. You said nothing like that. You said nothing like that.
I said change the spirit of the people.
Well, I never said nothing. I never said nothing about changing the spirit of the people.
Yeah, you did. You said to adapt, right?
Yeah, I said adapt the law. I didn't say adapt no spirit.
Adapt, spirit is just a different similarity in words. In order to adapt, you must first see things and change, right? Because if you just see things your way and you keep bumping your head against the wall, then you're not adapting, right?
So how's America adapted?
It hasn't. That's my point.
It has not. So what I'm saying is that we've seen laws work over here in the UK. You can use those laws in different locations.
Mm. Well, here's the difference between the UK and the US. One is the father of basically they're conquerors. You all are conquerors. This place is the father of terrorism. Grandfather of terrorism. So their mindset is completely different from yours.
Whose mindset?
America's mindset is different from UK. Like, okay, take your police. They don't have guns. That would never work over here.
Well, no, of course it won't work. That's what I'm saying. You take a law and you adapt it to the location. Of course, it's not going to work over there because you got guns galore over there. But you take something, you adapt it to the location, and boom. You know what I'm saying? You have to change your laws over there. It's very simple. You don't have to change the spirit of the people. You change the laws will change the people. We've seen it work over here in the UK. You change the laws, and then people, after a period of time, they go, "Oh, well, that's actually illegal. That's actually illegal to." It's actually illegal to say that word. It's actually illegal to commit it. What did you say?
No. I said okay.
You said nah. You said nah again. Nah what?
No, I didn't say now again. No, I just said okay.
So you change the laws change the people. You know what I'm saying? You don't just stand there and say, nah, that's not gonna work. Nah, that's not gonna work. Nah, that's not gonna work. And like, we just lie down here and die. We just curl up and die. You have to do something. You know, what I say is that you change the laws and the laws will change the people. Okay, so where are we? Have I sent the link? Yeah, I've sent that link. Let me check.
You sent it to his inbox, or where'd you send it?
Send it to his email.
Huh?
Send it to his email.
I didn't hear you.
I've sent it to his email.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Anyway.
I just gotta mute myself.
Okay, so where are we? So we're expecting Edner Cherry. Email has been sent. What is this? Okay, we're still watching this. How long has this been going on? How long has this been going on? Been going on as I was show. Okay, do I cut that or do I let it play? Do I cut that or do I let it play? Maybe I let it play. Nah. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on? Waiting for Edner Cherry. So in the meantime, let's stop that. Stop that. And let's go into a news story. Let's go into a news story. Which one are we going to pick today? Where are we? This one's funny. This one is funny. Let's go with this one. Let's have a laugh. Okay, let me share. Let me share that one. Boom. Let's make it bigger. Okay. So, are we sharing? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so as the headline suggests, Dillian White says Tyson Fury is running scared after promoter Bob Arum suggested he wanted to eliminate the WBC mandatory fight. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's go through this story. So Dillian White. Dillian White says the Tyson Fury is running. Hello, Edna Cherry
Hey, how
up
you?
in Edna Cherry up in the building. Okay, so Dillian White can wait.
Sir.
We got him. We got him. We got him. Let's stop sharing that. And yeah, so everybody in the building right now. We got Philip Carl Roberts up in the building. We got the Ross Clot up in the building. And of course, we got the Troy Graham. And joining us today is none other than the Cherry Bomb. The
Yes,
Cherry
sir.
Bomb. The Cherry Bomb, Edna Cherry. Edna Cherry, how are you today?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm blessed, man, and just enjoying it today, man. And
Yeah.
I'm doing great. And it's amazing. You know what I'm saying, being on the show today, talking, guys, it's awesome, man. And I really thank y'all for the opportunity today. That y'all give me to talk to the world, to let people hear my voice today. And I thank y'all, man. Thank y'all very much.
Well, we appreciate you coming through, no doubt about it. I mean, over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, I always say it's not always about the Floyd Mayweathers.
Yes,
Not
sir.
always about the Floyd Mayweathers. It's the rest
sir.
of the guys. It's the rest of the guys who worked hard, who grinded
Definitely.
blood, sweat, and tears. They had to go through the roughest to get to where they got to.
Yes, sir.
To try and climb that mountain, try and climb that hill. So what I want you to do is, if you be so kind, Edna, just talk to us about your beginnings in boxing. What made you choose boxing? Was it were you a physical kid? Were you a physical kid? Because even now, I mean, damn, you're probably taking it easy, but you just seem like a naturally athletic individual. Were you an athletic kid? You were doing all kind of sports, running, or not?
Well, this like how I started, because I wasn't an athlete at all. And I'm from the Bahamas, then I didn't know nothing about boxing and all that kind of good stuff. And when I came here at the age of 11 from Nassau, then I came here to the United States. And at the age of 11, I had a good friend, which he also a boxer too. And so he had told me about a gym right here where, like, where I was living at right now. And so he had told me about it. Then he had told me, hey, do you want to check the gym out? And so after school, so we went, and so we went to talk to the owner. And so we told him we wanted to box and we wanted to go ahead and try it out. And so like the next day, so we came prepared and we came to work out and all that kind of good stuff. And from there, and I would say about a week, 2 weeks, somewhere around there, and we had our first amateur fight, and basically I lost. After I lost, and that's when I took boxing serious. And I said, this what I want to do, because of how my family was living. Then I said, man, I want to make a difference for my mom and dad, because my mom and dad is an orange picker, and they're a farm worker.
Yeah.
So even when we came here, then I was going to Orange Grove, and I was going to the tobacco field, and I was going with them, because I didn't have no choice. They tell me I have to go and help them. And as a little child, and then I was doing the boxing at the same time, and by seeing my parents, how they was living, how we was growing up. And that's why I said, man, this is what I want to do. And so I stuck with it. since then, man. And you know, by a good friend telling me, hey, let's check this gym out. And then I love it since.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So, you wanted to better the life of your families.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Excellente, Ross Clark up in the builder, Excalibur, Raphael Dawkins in the Combat Radio, bringing us some fine content. So Ross Clark's a regular around here. You appreciate it. Old boxing head. So, people, same routine with Rick. Get your questions in the chat. So, okay. So you took us up from your starting. I think Troy Graham wants to jump in. Troy Graham, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I was. That's a great story because I was listening to you, and you said after a week or 2 weeks that you all had your first amateur fight.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, brother. Yeah.
Then yeah, and that was the funniest fight, man. I mean, it was funny, man, because the reason why it was so funny, I think like in the first or second round, somewhere around there. And
Right.
I literally stopped in the middle of the ring and told my coach, I'm tired. And he said, go to fight. I said, coach, I'm tired, man. And I literally then from there, and that was the joke and all that kind of stuff. And you always have that little joke, for a fight, and something that stands out. So that was one of them, man. It's like, what I'm saying? I was in the middle ring. I said, coach, I'm tired. I said, I can't go anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I was in shape,
Yeah.
And,
Why did they throw you in so quickly? Why did they throw you in after 2 weeks? Because to me, that's like that's kind of harsh.
man, being honest, I don't know. Then till this day, that's and he the coach who started me off as an amateur. Then I turned pro with him, and he was the type of coach that doesn't matter. We will go out and fight, and it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So even even if y'all look at Box Rec, and y'all will see my like all my fights. Like it was like a win draw. Like it was like 4-2-2 somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Then that was with me and my coach. And we, what I'm saying, we wasn't making good decision. He wasn't making no good decision. So we just was taking fights at the, what I'm saying? But then after that 4-2-2 a record, and so we kind of split up, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of split up. Then so I had went somewhere else. Then my last fight was with Meecher Major. Then like you see from that win with Meecher Major, then I had a winning streak until I fought Ricky Keelis. And so that's what type of coach he was. And it's like you're gonna fight. And so that's why we fought like in 2 weeks as an amateur. And even my my pro career, man, it was going upside down. Then so finally I got somebody to kind of steer me the right way. You know what I'm saying? Get them wins and get me into the rankings. And but like if we had stuck together for long, then I think my record, my career was gonna be upside down.
It would be terrible. It would be terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. So who did you leave and who did you go to?
Matter of fact, when I left my coach, who I started with my amateur career, and I went with a guy in Tampa. His name was Peter Fernandez in Tampa. So that's why I went with. And man, I trained with him for about 8 years, man. About 8 years. We trained together, and then he also was my trainer and my promoter. So you know how that goes.
Oh no!
When you have a trainer and a promoter.
Oh no!
So
no.
it wasn't good, man. you know, through all them years, I was with him for 8 years, and it wasn't
Mm.
good. And I didn't make anything. So you know
Mm.
when I said he's a trainer and a promoter at the
Mm.
same time. So you might have said promoter, manager / everything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
So that's
no.
so that's what he was. And you know, with me, man, I love boxing. And then when I had changed trainer, I was driving an hour and 30 minutes for 8 years, man. For 8 years, an hour and 30 minutes for 8 years,
Mm.
from Watilla to Tampa.
Mm.
And so
Mm.
I was dedicated, man, about boxing. And you know, even when I get off from work, I would drive 6 o'clock in the afternoon, then I would head on over there to just to train. And yeah,
Dang, dang, dang.
yeah,
And so that took you up to. So you was winning. You. What was your record like during those 8 years? What was your record like during those eight?
man, my record was pretty good, man. I had when I went with him, it was pretty good, man. I went and fought. Then when I went with him, I had like 16. I'll say about 16 winning streaks,
Mm-hmm.
and then from my winning streak, then I lost against Ricky Keelis. You know, even I supposed to win that fight, and they took a point off. Then even if y'all look at the points, then you know so it was like a split decision. They took 1 point off for hitting behind the head, and so that was a close loss. And so that's where the winning streak stopped, kind of.
Yeah,
And yeah, so it was crazy, man. And you know,
yeah, yeah. Troy Graham. Okay, so who did you Edna, who did you finally settle with? Who took you to the world championship fight?
okay, the coach that who I went with Peter Fernandez. We we fought Timothy Bradley at 140. That's when we fought him for the
Could you tilt could you
WBC.
could you tilt
Yeah.
your could you tilt your camera up just a little bit more so we can get more of you?
Oh,
Just a little bit more. Great.
okay.
That's yeah. So we
Yeah.
get your head in now. Yeah, that's great.
Yes. Yeah. We fought. My first championship title bout was when I fought against Timothy Bradley.
Mm.
Uh, that was it. Wasn't the right move we did, and I don't know why my uh
Trainer, coach,
promoter, coach
promoter.
/
Yeah.
manager, whatever, yeah, decide that it was a good fight. And because at that time I was a lightweight. At that time I was fighting 135. It was easy. I was easy making 135, but at the same time I really really wanted to fight at 130.
Yeah.
But so we were just campaigning at 135, and for some reason, they give him the call, and hey, we then so he brought that up to me. Hey, do you want to fight Timothy Bradley? And I didn't really know who he was. So that's when he first won the world title. When he fought what his name is. When he fought the guy from, I think, from England or something.
Um,
When he first won, when he first won his title.
yeah.
Uh
Yeah. Timothy Bradley. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. When he first
Um,
won his title, then I was his first defense of his title.
what
So
what weight
getting
what weight was that? What weight was that?
we had to I had to move up to 140 pounds.
Hold on.
Right.
So you was fighting at 125,
35. Yeah,
135.
135. Yeah.
And then you had
And
to move up 5 pounds to fight Timothy Bradley.
yeah, yes,
Hmm.
sir. So,
Okay.
so I moved up, and then even when we accept that fight to fight Timothy Bradley for his WBC, then I was the first defense of his title.
Yeah.
And then we had that like two weight, I mean two weigh in.
Yeah.
We had to weigh in like twice. Then the first weigh in, like when we weigh in, like I weighed in with my clothes, because you had to weigh in like a certain amount for
Yeah.
to go on, whatever. Then when
Was that with the
so I waited with all my clothes.
Was that with the IBF?
No, the WBC.
WBC, okay, but they had two weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had two weigh-ins. So we had the first weigh-in. It doesn't matter. So to see where we was at, then when I weighed in, I walk around 140-ish. Like it was 140, I'll say 140, somewhere around that was it. Then his was 152.
What?
He was at 152 at that time. Yeah.
Timothy Bradley was at 152.
Yeah, at the first weigh-in. Yes, then so we had then after that we had a second weigh-in. Then we had to be at a certain amount. So at that time, I'm training hard, try to keep that weight on. This and that. Then so at the same time, then when we weighed in the second time, and I had to weigh in with clothes on because I can't be too light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I got you.
Then he was still heavy. And just like what I said, I was a lightweight, man. He just he was a natural welterweight.
Yeah.
And so that then even with that fight, man, it was a lot going on in that camp, even with the money issue. And man, there's a lot of fighters, man, got robbed. A lot of fighters don't get paid what they supposed to get paid. And then even just like what I said, like even what I said before, he was my trainer, promoter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And even when they brought the amount to me, the contract, they said, "This how much you fighting for?" Then even by me looking at it, I said, "Nah, man, this ain't right, man." So I said, "Could y'all go and get more money?"
Yeah.
Because it was for a world title. I'm moving up in weight, and it was a lot of drama going on and this and that. I was like, "Man, y'all need to get some more money, man, because I'm not fighting for this amount."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and at till this day, man, and that's what fighters are fighting for, man. Hey, I want to get paid, and I'm one of them guys that was at the top, fighting for world titles, fighting, some good fighters, and didn't really make the money that I supposed to make because of bad management. The people that I had behind me, I thought they had my back, but at the same time, they was looking out for themselves. And even with that, the amount that I made for Timothy Bradley fight.
Yeah.
When they brought the contract, it was 32,000. I was like, what? That's why for 30.
Oh
yeah,
no,
32.
No, man. No.
32,000.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah. Hey,
No.
man, we got a lot to.
Hey.
We got, man.
Hey,
I'm
take your
telling
time.
you.
Take your time. We're here. We're here. We're here.
So fighting for a title for the WBC, which I'm the challenger. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting Timothy Bradley for his title.
Yeah.
First defense. And they brought that, hey, we want this sort of where I said, nah, man, something wasn't right. Something wasn't right about that when they brought 32,000 was $32,000 to me. I said, nah, man. I said, y'all need to go back. Then they said, nah, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to lose the fight, this and that, and this and that.
Yeah.
Then so whoever it was, so I think at that time he was with Bob Arum, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? But then so at the same time I'm getting ready for the fight and this and that, and then even my wife had told me at that time, don't take it or this and that. But at the same time I'm looking at, man, I want to take care of my family. I got a wife and kids and this and that. Then to me, like there's something like it still sound good, but at the same time I'm asking for more,
Yeah.
Then so they went and talked to the whoever. But just remember, they're the manager, they're the promoter. They know probably just like I said, they ready to give them some money up front, whatever. I know for world title, that don't sound right.
Mm.
That don't sound right for 32.
Don't sound right at all.
Then finally they talked to them and they got whatever and they got it to 36. 36,000, right?
Oh man, please.
36,000 for a world title fight,
No, please.
WBC, and it's on Showtime, right?
Oh
Showtime.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, Showtime, and we was just remember we was the co-main event, co-main event for 30. So they brought up the 36,000, and so that was that fight, and camp, for me camp went well. I trained well, man, and for that fight, I ate good, and for that fight, I left home, man. I left my wife, I left my kids, and then I went and stayed in Tampa, man, just where I could stay focused, where I could stay, get ready for this fight, because this is a big fight for me, and
it's a big one.
I did everything, and then camp went well. Then we went over there and weigh in and this and that, but he still didn't make weight. He had to go run it off.
Well, that's good for you.
He went to run it off. Then he finally made it. So he made so the fight was on, right? So the fight was on, man. The fight was on then, man, and the bad thing that really hurt me again in that fight, man, because we was the co-main and the main event, probably like Nate Campbell, the Galaxy Warrior, Nate Campbell. Nate Campbell was the main event for that fight, but him and Juan Guzman supposed to fight the main event, but that fight didn't went through because Guzman, Guzman did not make weight.
Okay.
So the fight was off.
So now you're the main event. Now you're the main event.
Yeah, so now we become the main event.
Yeah.
Man, so money wasn't money didn't even change. I fought for the same amount.
Oh my God.
Same amount, man. And so just like what I said, man, I'm one of them fighters, man, that went through it, man, that didn't get paid, man. And I fought Timothy Bradley. He's a pretty good fighter, man.
Yeah.
As a lightweight, and fighting him, he's not a hard hitter, man. But he stayed busy, man. He stayed busy. Yeah. Timothy Bradley, he stayed busy. He worked, and I fell short. You know what I'm saying? I fell short in that fight. We went all the way 12 rounds, and he knocked me down. I think in the 6th round, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And he won. Then he won by a unanimous decision. And so that was a mistake that we happened, and we did. And then money wasn't right. And then after that, then I had to pay my 10% to my trainer. He was, just remember now, he was the manager. I mean, I don't know, I just put the manager part, but he was my promoter and my trainer. Yeah. So I was double dipping, right? So yeah, man, and that was my last fight with him. After that fight. Matter of fact, we had another fight after that with we was gonna have another fight. Yeah. With him. Then I find out that they was taking money from me. The reason why how I find out was after the Timothy Bradley fight, because I know my wife was telling me, hey, Edner, you need something ain't right. Then I was like, nah, babe, the
women always know. The women always know when a man's getting robbed. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so and then when I really found out, my wife was telling me, she was telling me, then I was like, nah, babe, nah. But since I've been with him for 8 years, man, then I really, really found out for fact, and it was true. Then I had proof. And Then after the Timothy Bradley fight, we signed a contract to fight at the Madison Square Garden in New York. I did supposed to fight Anthony Peterson, Lamont brother, Anthony
Yeah.
Lamont
Yeah.
brother. We
Yeah.
signed the contract and everything. The contract was signed. I sent it off, and we was a week out for the fight. We was a week out, and I thank God that fight did not happen. And then we signed a contract to fight Anthony Peterson. Then and that week, when I came in to the gym, and we was doing our last work, gonna just tape it down, just do a little work. Then when I came back to the gym, then that Monday, that last week, then he said, well, Edner, the fight is off, and because of Anthony Peterson hurt his ankle. He twisted his ankle when he was running, whatever. And so a guy that I usually keep in contact with like he used to work for Boxing Talk. So I call him up. I say, hey man, the fight is off, this and that. So I'm not fighting Anthony Peterson no more, this and that. But so he asked me, how much you supposed to fight for that fight? So I told him. I said, well, I supposed to fight Anthony Peterson for 40,000, right?
Yeah.
For 40,000.
Yeah.
And so he said, hold on, Edner, let me give you a call, then I will call you back. Then he said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call the promoter of that show with, I think at that time the promoter Fight Prize and Fight Prize. And so he called that promoter because they kind of good friends, so he know them. Then so he called that promoter and asked him how much Edner's supposed to fight for. Then so when he called me back, he said, well, Edner, whatever you're supposed to fight for, they lied to you. He said, but now just remember, I signed the contract, right? For $20,000.
Oh Lord.
I signed a contract for 20,000. And then when he called me back, he said, Edner, you supposed to make 40,000 for that fight.
Oh Lord.
I was like, what? I was like, 40. He said, yeah. He said, I just talked to the promoter.
Oh,
He said, you're supposed to make 40,000 for that fight. So right there, they took half of that, right? Half. I mean, with me knowing like they just give me the contract for 20. And it's so crazy, man. Even when
you
I
was gonna have
fought,
to pay him more. You was gonna have to pay him some more. You was gonna have to pay him another 10 or 20% on top of that. He was gonna skim you some more.
Yeah. Then after that, then I would have paid him my 10% off of that 20. And then what like kind of hurt me again, like even like when I look back, like all them fights I had, and all the fights I had, and even with Ricky Keelis, then even with not with Ricky Keelis, Paulie Malignaggi. Man, it's then as we fought as as the, I think we was the main event, co-main or main event for that fight in New York. I think the main event
against Paulie Malignaggi.
Paulie Malignaggi. Just remember, Paulie had fought Cotto.
Yeah.
Then so that was his next fight. I was his next fight coming up, from his injury and this and that, because you just remember Cotto beat him real bad.
Yes.
Cotto beat Paulie Malignaggi real bad. Then I was his next fight. So, I moved up in weight to fight Paulie Malignaggi. Then, what's so crazy? How can I make more money, right, with Paulie Malignaggi than Timothy Bradley? I made 40 for
Malignaggi.
Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah.
Then I make 36 for Bradley.
Timothy Bradley.
Then Paulie fight was a non-title fight, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's so crazy, man. And it's, man, I've been robbed my whole career. And my whole career when I was with this trainer for 8 years, man, I never made nothing, man. I was like, man, then I'm here try to provide for my family, for my wife and kids. And you know, at the same time, man, I'm being robbed, man. And you know,
Wicked.
I never bring enough of money, you know, to take care of my family. You know, by the time I bring the check home, by the time I pay everybody their 10% who help, and then after that, then I got paid the taxes off of that, and I never made nothing, man. Being honest, as a fighter, man, then I seen people that I grew up with, that I came up with in the gym, that I know become world champion. They made the money. Then I look at myself, man. I said, man, why me, man? Why I'm not making the money, man? Why I haven't made what I need to make? And you know,
Mm.
I've been robbed my whole career, man. Then, you know, finally, man. So I left them, man. So I left them,
Who was that?
and
Who were those people? Who were those people?
who I left.
Yeah.
My trainer, Peter Fernandez, the one who was my promoter, whatever.
Yeah.
So I left him, man. So I left
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Then so I went with another trainer, man. So I went with another trainer. Then probably y'all know him. He also trained at that time. He trained Andre Berto.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I went. So I went with him. So
What's his name? What's
my
his name?
house from
What's his name?
Tony Morgan. Tony Morgan.
Tony Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Morgan. So he was Andre Berto trainer.
Yeah.
So from my house to the gym was about 45 minutes. So it was a little bit closer.
Be
And
closer.
yeah, it was a little bit closer than I trained with him. Great man. So and and I trained with him like he did me well, man. He did good with me, and he helped me out. And he even doing them 8 years, when I was training with my other coach, whatever,
Yeah.
I was working. I was working at a furniture place, and working at a furniture place, then working and training. Then finally when I went with Tony Morgan, then he tried, he found a way to, okay, Edner, so we want you to focus on boxing, to just leave your job. Then there was giving me income every week. Every
Damn.
week, then he was helping me out. Okay,
Damn.
go ahead, you know what I'm saying, where I can leave my job and this and that. And we trained. I trained with him for 5 years. 5 years.
Mm.
And then it ain't nothing went wrong. Then so we split up because of I had signed a contract with another promoter, because I was looking, because we wasn't making no money. Then we fighting here for this little bit of money here, a little bit of money here. Then we trying to find a fight, and then we try to make sure but it was hard, man.
Yeah.
It was hard. Then so I signed a contract. Then when I signed a contract with a promoter up in Chicago, and so when I signed that contract, then he got upset. Then he said, well, Edner, I can't train with, you know what I'm saying, I can't work with you anymore. And because the contract I signed, it was a little small little company contract. We wasn't gonna make anything, but he just, I was trying to stay busy, try to get into the rankings.
Yeah.
And so we just split. He said, well, Edna, I can't train you anymore. But you know what I'm saying, that's the only time we split, because I waited too long, because he said he would try to get me signed with a bigger promoter.
Yeah.
And that then that didn't work, man, because time was flying.
Yeah.
And I was getting behind on bills, because the money that he was giving me, I think it was every 2 weeks, every week, whatever, it wasn't enough, man. It was, and I was getting behind on my bills. I got my car repoed.
Oh no.
And being honest, I got my car repoed. And being honest, then I got my house behind in foreclosure.
Oh Lord.
doing through all that, man.
Oh Lord.
My house was in foreclosure, man. I was like, then there's nothing I could do, man. It's like, man, so that's why I try to do crazy stuff, man. Sign with these people. Then then finally, through the 5 years, we trained together. know what I'm saying, we won every fight and we did good.
With the new guy, with the
And
new promoter in Chicago.
oh, it was man, I forgot the name. You know what?
No,
I
but you
forgot the
mean
name.
you started doing well under the new promoter in Chicago. You started doing really well. Started, oh no, oh no. Are you talking about the new guy?
Nah.
No,
Like
you're not
even
talking about the new
like
guy. You're talking about the old guy. You're talking
huh?
about you was doing well under Trace, under Tony Morgan, or the new guy in Chicago.
Like we was doing like when I said well, we was winning, but
Okay.
we wasn't making anything. We wasn't signed with nobody, but we was
Mm,
making a little bit money here, a little bit money here. It wasn't a lot,
mhm.
and when I signed with this promoter, like up in Chicago,
Yeah.
and they was asking for 33 and a third percent. For
Wow.
33 and a third percent. And
Wow.
I signed with them, man, and at the same time we wasn't making nothing, man. Then I think the biggest pay I made with them was 10,000.
Oh no.
Yeah, then with that 10,000, the most I brought home was
Mm.
$2,000,
Oh Lord.
$2,000.
Listen,
Because
people. Listen to what the man's saying, people. Listen to what the man's saying. Carry on, carry on, carry on.
yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, then I out of 10,000, I only brought $2,000 home, man, because and the promoter that that I signed up in Chicago,
Mm,
and they kind of screwed me around again. They
mm,
they 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 screwed me. What they did, they sold my contract without me knowing. They sold my contract to to Warriors, like a promoter from Miami. They're
right.
kind of well known. They the Warriors. They sell my promote. I mean, they sell my contract to them. So
Mm,
now it's like I'm kind of promoted by two promoters, co co promoters. So that's what they did. But without me knowing, and with all that, man, with all I was going through, and we had for me to get out that contract with the other promoter, then then my managers that I signed with, and the promoter that we had signed with,
mm,
so sold my contract to the other one, to the other promoter, and then so my manager who signed me to the first promoter. Now they got in, they got to it. They got button head, this and
mm,
that. Why they sold my contract to them, and they were without them knowing. So
mm.
now from there, so all this was going to court, man,
Wow.
just for me to get out of that contract.
Wow.
So that means, man, I stayed for a year, man, a whole year without a fight,
Damn.
without a fight. But the managers that I had signed with up in Chicago,
Yeah.
they was giving me a salary every month, a
Mm,
thousand dollars every month. But if
mm.
you split that in every like a week, that's not enough.
No.
That's not
No.
enough. That's
No.
not enough. Then I was still behind, man. They were sending that check every week to me. I mean, every month, a
Yeah.
$1,000. Then by the time it comes, then he's like, I gotta try to split it, try and pay this, pay that. It's gone.
Mm,
It's like, man.
yeah.
Then just remember, I was still behind, man. I was still behind, and that, man. Then finally, it was a 4-year contract, man. So I was with them for 4 years.
Wow.
Ain't make nothing, man, and ain't make no money. And so finally, man, finally, my contract was up with them.
Mm,
But then I think the only thing was the promoter. It was now. You know what? Then
mm.
we signed with another promoter,
Oh damn.
Russell Peltz. Yeah, we signed with with another promoter up in Philadelphia. So
Yeah.
after we got out of that contract, so my promoter brought, I mean, my manager from Chicago brought me to another promoter, which is
Mm-hmm.
in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Then so we signed with them, and so he was getting me fights, but just like, yeah, I wasn't making enough for money, man. Then I finally found a way out of that contract, man. Then I finally found a way out of my contract. Then from there, when I left Tony Morgan from Winter Haven, then
Yeah.
then I signed up with another coach,
Yeah.
with another trainer. He the one who trained one time Keith Thurman right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he the one who trained one Keith Thurman. So when I left Tony, then I went with him. Then from there, then he was saying like he will try to get me with Al Heyman,
Yeah.
and because with Keith Thurman signed with Al Heyman, then and so by me signed with another promoter, Al Heyman didn't want to sign me. Then finally, man, I found a way out of that contract,
Mm.
because when we look at that contract, they didn't fulfill their
Obligation.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Contract
then
obligation.
finally I let a lawyer look at it. Then they didn't fulfill the contract. Like, they were supposed to get me like 4 fights in a year, and they did not get that fight for me. Then so they had got me 3. Then so like in a year, so whatever, but
Mm.
they didn't fulfill that. Then so that's when we find a way out. Then we say we out, and then but at the same time, I had when we found a way out of that contract, I still had to pay out like $10,000 to
Damn.
just to get out. You know what I'm saying? But
Damn.
thank God for a good a lawyer guy that front the money for me. Then when I had it, then I paid him back. So
Mhm.
I paid him that money back,
Yeah.
and then from there, when I got out that contract, then that's when we signed with Al Heyman.
Ah.
Then things went well, man, and things went well. Then we signed with Al Heyman, man,
It's a
and I
good,
was happy, man.
it's a good news
I was
story with
happy.
Al Heyman. It's a good news story with Al Heyman. So
Yeah, man.
he's not the devil that some people
Yeah,
imagine him to be.
yes. So then stuff was looking good for me, man, and and he have a lot of fighters, and thing was great, man, and then when I signed with him, he gave me signing bonus,
Wow.
and then he was getting me fights. Then they try to get me into the world title, and
Hmm.
which they did, man. They got me into the rankings, and they got me into the world title, man. And then when I fought Jose Posada, and they took that fight from me, I won that fight,
Yeah.
and took that fight from me, man. And was a shame. And I was making a little money here and there, man. And I was like, then in my mind, it's like, man, why I did not sign with this guy from
Mm.
the beginning? Why? But I did not know, man, because I signed with these little small promoters, and I was
Mm.
making less money. I wasn't making nothing, and they was taking
Mhm.
money from me. And just like what I said, like they was taking money from me,
Mm.
and then I was looking at, man, with the Timothy Bradley, how much did they took from me? Because I was looking at with a Timothy Bradley fight,
Mm.
the minimum I supposed to get like 100 grand or somewhere around there. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
so.
But
I think so. I think so.
yeah, so 36. Come
Mm.
on, man. Then
No.
from there, man, I knew I was getting robbed every fight. And even with the ESPN2 fights, when I fought Ricky Keeler, then I was like, man, how I made only 7,000? Nah, man, it's more money than that, because
Yeah.
I see people getting paid more for ESPN2 fights than you, even as a main event. Then I wasn't making nothing, man. I wasn't making nothing, man. So it's then
Yeah.
then then so I signed with him, fought some good fights.
Mm.
And they got me into the rankings, man. And then
You should have beat Pedroza. You should have beat Pedroza. You should have been world champ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm an uncrowned champ, man.
Uncrowned champion. Uncrowned champion. Uncrowned champion in the building,
sir.
ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like,
man.
hit that bell icon to subscribe, and don't be afraid to tap the super chats. Don't be afraid to tap that. We got uncrowned champion. For Pedro, what's his name? Jose Pedroza. Go and look it up.
Yeah.
Go and read the reviews of that fight if you didn't see it. Generally, the general consensus is when you do the research, if you didn't see the fight, is that Edner Cherry won that fight, and should have been what was that? 135, 140,
130.
130. Oh, you went down.
Yeah. I went down. Oh, just remember when I left my trainer, the one in Tampa, who I was with for 8 years.
Yeah.
Then when I went with Tony, then I said, Tony, I want to fight at 130. But he understand. But for some reason, I don't know, the other trainer didn't want to listen, man. I want to fight at 130, but he wanted to let me fight at 135 because I was easy making 135. I didn't even have to struggle to make 135. But when I went with Tony Morgan, I said, hey, I want to fight at 130. Then since then, man, we fought at 130. Then when I went with Dan Birmingham, who training with Keith Thurman right now, so even he understands. So we fought at 130, and at 130, I was the bigger guy, man. I would see the small little guys, man. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah,
you were the big guy now. You're the big guy now.
Yeah, I was the big guy, but fighting at 130 now, it was taking a little bit extra work, extra discipline, just to make 130, just to keep my weight, kind of low, don't blow up. But yeah. So
was that discipline good for you? The good discipline? Was it good for you? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because I was walking around 142. I was keeping my weight around 15 pounds. So I didn't have much to lose. Even going in camp, getting ready for a fight, I don't have to be worrying about my weight. I'm just worrying about getting ready to get in shape, getting ready for the fight. Just like a lot of fighters, they blow up and they run about their weight, instead of the fight, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the career. How the career went is crazy, and I'm one of the guys that is struggling and try to make ends meet. And I didn't make it, man. I didn't make the money, the dollars that I was supposed to make because I've been robbed for so long, and I've been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And till this day, man, just like if the fighters, trainers, whoever listening, even like if they're not a boxer, man, even in life, man, and just don't let nobody rob you, man. Just go to take what is yours and put your foot down and just speak up, man, because people won't speak up for you, man. Speak up, man. That's the problem I had. I'd never speak up, and I'm like a person that don't want to cause no trouble. So that's why a lot of people take advantage of me. And just like I'm not ashamed to say this, man, because I brought this house, it being about going on 16 years. No, 16 years. I brought this house 16 years, man.
Yeah.
And then when I was about 21 years old. 21 years old when I brought this house. Now I'm 37. Right?
Yeah.
Boxing haven't even paid this house off yet. The house is not even paid off yet.
Damn.
So that's a shame, man. That's a shame.
That's a shame.
And I'm still finding a way to try to pay this house off. Just like what I said, like I never made the money. I never the biggest payday I had when I fought Prezada. I made $100,000.
Nice.
I made $100,000. I made $100,000, and through all that. Through that, when I make that money, man, then you know the people that I owed, and
Yeah.
even my old trainer Tony
Mm.
Morgan, all
Yeah.
these, like when I fought that fight, when I fought that fight, people
Mm.
people call it, hey, you owe me
Mm.
this and that. I pay, then I try to catch up
Mm.
and try to try to try to catch up to pay people who I owe and this and that.
Yeah.
That's me, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
I owe you, I will pay you, man. If I
Yeah.
have it, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
Then you know, then I paid them. Then even with the house,
Mm.
the house is in foreclosure.
Mm.
Like I said, it was in foreclosure for 4 years, man.
Damn.
And even like when I call them, they say if you send any payment, we can't do nothing. We will send the money back. And you know, the good thing me and my wife did with that money
Yeah.
in 2014, we had a Hurricane Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, when it hit the United States,
Yeah.
and in 2004 it hit Florida. Then it messed my wife mom house up,
Mm.
and she didn't live in there like for 10 years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She didn't live in that house for like 10 years, whatever. Then
Mm.
so finally, I got this little payday.
Mm.
So like, I didn't can't send no money to my house, at least to try to pay it or try to get it close. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Try to get the payment down. But so they say they won't take anything. So from there, so me and my wife decide to remodel her house because she didn't have no house to live in. She
Mm.
was staying with people,
Mm.
and so that was the best thing that me and my wife did.
Mm.
Remodel
Yeah.
my mother-in-law house. And now in 10, I think about 10, 12 years, like she finally got in her house.
Mm.
Like it now she been living in a house. It been about, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years.
Okay.
It been 3 years so far. So
Yeah.
me and my wife been a blessing,
Mm.
and we fix a house. We remodel a house, and
Mm.
we paid the money. So it's and so that was the best thing we done with it. And I said my house is still, every time, man, I pray to God, I said, man, God, I want to pay this house off, man,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
I don't want this house to go in foreclosure.
Mm.
And again, and I got kids, and then, and yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
what happened, man. So that was,
Rough
yeah,
business.
so
Rough
yeah,
business. Rough.
yeah, man, rough, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So before we carry on deeper into the story, I saw the fight. Yeah. Ross Clark says, I saw the fight. Cherry did win. Yeah. Talking about Pedroza. Absolutely. Wow.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Hayes Heyman is one of the greatest managers, promoters in the history of the sport. Well, I
Yep.
tell you what, hey, he came through
Yeah.
cherry bump. He came through the cherry bump. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So take us deeper now. So you're coming to the end of your career now. You're coming to the end of your career, and you've been ripped off like a lot of boxers. You've been ripped off left,
Yeah. Yeah.
left, right, and center. So
Yeah.
if you had to go back, if you had to give advice to if you had to give advice to your younger self, if you had to give advice to your younger self, you could look back in time, rewind the clock, and talk to that younger Edner Cherry. How would you guide him? What would you say to him to avoid the pit?
Man. Yeah, man. Like if I could go back, man, I would listen to my guts.
Mm.
Because at the same time, when people stealing from you, but at the same time, I would have a voice.
Yeah.
I would be that person that like speak up and don't be shy. If they want to get mad, let them get mad.
Mm.
And I would try to make a better decision, and try to shop around,
Shop around.
better. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, shop around, try to make sure I do my research, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and
It's like buying car insurance. It's
yeah,
like buying car
shop
insurance.
around.
You
Yeah,
shop
yes,
around.
sir.
You got to shop around. You say to
Yeah.
them, well, this one's offering me a better deal. So what can you do? This one's offering me a better deal. What about breakdown recovery? What about health insurance? What about key card recovery? What about if my windshield gets broken? Just like
Yeah,
buying.
yes, sir. And yep. Then at that time I was young, man.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
matter of fact, you know what? I might say I was on my own.
Mm,
I
mm,
didn't know
mm,
the boxing well. I was young. I
mm.
was 21. I was in my 20s, real
Yeah,
18, real
yeah.
young. I didn't know the sport, like the
You didn't.
sport. So
Did you
so
have
like
anybody
so like
guiding?
when people
Did you have anybody guiding you? Did you have anybody guiding?
no, no, not at all, man. I didn't
So
have
you fell
nobody
into the
guide.
hands. You fell into the hands of the sharks.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what happened, man. Even with the training that I was with 8 years,
Mm,
I did that on my own. What I'm saying? It wasn't nobody that shopped me to them. I
yeah.
went on my own,
Mm,
and so I went to talk to him. Then I
mm,
just signed a contract on my own. I didn't let nobody look at it. I just
mm,
signed it. Then I was like,
mm.
okay. Then I was it, man. It's
No,
like, man,
no
I will
guidance.
never do that. Yeah.
No
And
guidance.
even no guidance, man. Even right now to this day, I learned from my mistake. It's never too late.
Mm,
And in life, there's a lot of opportunities will come for Edner. There was a
yeah,
lot of opportunities will come. Then I will learn. Then I'll make sure me and my wife will make the right decision, man.
yeah.
Because there's certain things in life, man. Business is like some business will go longer than boxing, that you will
Mm,
live with it.
yeah.
But now, man, I will try to make the right decision, man. So I will make sure that I don't make the same mistake that I did,
Mm,
because what it did, like, it cost my family, it cost
yeah.
my career, it cost a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, 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 and it's usual. It's usual in those situations. Same as the music industry. Somebody says, "Yeah, we'll
Yes,
take you on. Yeah, we got a contract for you." You think, "Yes,
yeah,
I'm signing a contract," not realizing that you didn't have somebody looking over you, guiding you, saying, "Okay, we're gonna have to go and talk to the next person now, and then the next
yeah,
trainer, and then the next
yeah,
trainer, and then we're gonna have
yeah,
to compare the contracts. We're gonna have to go to a lawyer, even though
yeah,
we got no money to pay a lawyer. We're gonna have to negotiate with a lawyer to say, well, we'll pay you when we start getting paid." You
yeah,
know,
yes,
so you needed an expert in the business to guide you. But just like the music industry, you're starting out, you're doing your work, and then you go immediately, you fall into the hands of the sharks.
yeah, yes, sir.
That's what
Yep.
happened. But like you say, we live, and we learn. And so now you're gonna have to take us into what happened, what changed. Something happened, and your life kind of
Yes,
changed.
man. You know what? A lot of people, what I'm saying? I tell a lot of people, man, I'm a miracle, man. Y'all listening to a miracle man
Mm,
talking to y'all. And I don't want this to happen to nobody, man. And what happened, it happened a year ago, guys. Matter of fact, I was getting ready for a big fight. Another big fight with Al Heyman, who's my manager. I was getting ready for a big fight. We was fighting for the number 2 spot. Then the winner was gonna fight. The winner of was gonna fight Tank Davis,
hmm
and I was gonna fight Ricardo Nunez for the number 2 spot. So we was gonna come together. I had a great camp, man, and I was getting ready for this fight. And I trained hard for this fight.
mm,
For this fight, who was getting ready for,
yeah.
and and before the heart attack happened.
Mm,
Well, I don't say it's heart attack. They call it cataract arrest,
yeah.
AFib,
Yeah.
where my heart just stopped. Then I
Mm.
was gone. I was dead.
Where,
And
where did this happen? Where did this happen?
matter of fact, it happened in a gym,
Yeah.
at an Anytime Fitness gym.
Mm,
But before we get into that,
yeah.
the signs was there. The signs
Okay.
was there because 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 we because we because we didn't notice the
Hmm.
signs. The whole time the signs was there, like that whole week.
Yeah.
Because I would, like, I would come home from work, and go to the gym. Then I will come home after the gym. Then I will complain to my wife. Then like she see that I'm tired. Then my left shoulder's hurting for some reason. Then I was telling her, hey, babe, my left shoulder. Then like one time we was riding. It was that same week. We was riding somewhere like 30 miles out.
Yeah.
Then she asked me, hey honey, do you want me to drive? I said, no. Then like she could see it in my face, in my eyes, that I was real tired.
Mm.
And that day when it happened, then like this is what my wife told me. Like she said, like when I got up, then I did have told her, like, man, I told my wife, I said, man, I don't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
But like normally when I don't feel good, like I would just stay in bed, like I'll go back in bed and like lay down and go to sleep and just rest up, whatever. And but during that time, that morning when I got up around 7ish, then I was gonna meet my conditioning coach at the gym. And I told my wife I'm not feeling well, but I still went to the gym. But I went and so I did my workout. It was that day. It was the week of turning it down. Just doing a little something just to keep something going. But that day it was like a short workout. It was a 15-minute workout, little run, and that was it. Then, but I was feeling well. It wasn't nothing. I didn't feel no pain or anything. But after my workout, and and so they said I went to sit down, and after that, then that was it. Then I just fell over.
Damn.
And from there, then that's when they did the CPR. They used the defibrillator what they had at the gym, and tell a paramedic came, man. Then one of the paramedic that worked on me, he had came to the house, and he had to sit down and talk to me. And so after I had came from the hospital, then he had told me what happened, and then he said I was dead for 3 minutes. That's like fighting a whole round in the ring. So he said, yeah, I was gone for 3 minutes. But not too long ago I seen him again. Then he said if it wasn't for the defibrillator at the gym, that I would have been gone, because he said, like, he was like kind of explaining. He said what the defibrillator does, like when your heart stopped, like it's still like beat, like whatever, like the defibrillator would have stopped your heart, like what it did, it stopped your heart, the way it will reset it back. Then he said they did something, then just for temporary, then until I really get to the hospital, then where I could kind of stay alive. But man, then normally like when I'm at, like when I'm getting ready for a fight, I normally take a late runs, at nighttime. At nighttime. Then by myself, like 12 o'clock at night. But for some reason, man, I thank God if I was somewhere else running outside, doing my workout, then if that had happened in the road or somewhere, then people would probably see me laying. They probably think I would have been resting or something. I would have been gone. Yeah, man. But at the same time, then with all this, man, with this heart attack happened, and then when it was doing all this stuff, and when they check, but I do have 2 stents, but the doctor told me it wasn't enough for it to stop my heart. Like it was like 30-40% blockage. But so they put 2 stents to clear it out. And I'm on medicine, heart medicine, and yeah, man. But yeah, so like but yeah, man, I thank God, man. Yeah, I died, man. I died.
Wow.
And just getting ready, for a big fight, to try to find a way to take care of my family, my wife and kids. And and this what happened, man. And I got a defibrillator. like right here, like you could see the knot right here.
Damn.
See that?
Yeah.
That's my heart, man. Like in case, hey, in case you see, like if they can see it right here, see this knot right here, like in case my heart stop again,
Yeah.
because the doctor, they don't know why my heart stopped. Why my heart stopped. They don't know what happened. They don't know what, but because the doctor told me, like when I was in the hospital, so my doctor told me, man, they said, man, you very lucky, Edner. You're lucky, man, because a lot of people don't come out of this. Like
Wow.
they call it like cataract arrest. They
Cardiac.
said that a lot of
Cardiac.
people don't come out of it, man.
Hmm.
And they say a lot of people died from it.
Wow.
But I was a lucky one, man. I was a lucky one. And man, till this day, man, life has changed for me. And just in the spiritual side, the Christian side, I tell a lot of people, man, I'm also a Christian. I'm not just saying, everyone say they're Christian, this and
Mm.
that, and they hey, hold on 1 minute. Then a lot of people say they Christians, this and that, but when all this happened, when 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 all this happened, right? I was still going to church. I was still praying, and I'm a member of a church, this and that, and all this kind of good stuff. And at the same time as a Christian, I was still doing my sinful thing, my little dirt,
Yeah.
whatever, you
Yeah.
know, you know, and this thing opened my eyes, man. And that's why I tell everybody, if I didn't wake up, if God didn't give me another chance, I believe in hell and heaven. If I didn't wake up, I think I would have been in hell. I
Mm-hmm.
would have made my home in hell, because the way, the little things I was doing, the sin, the things that I hiding, and people don't know that what you're doing. And and I just want to thank God He gave me another chance, man. Life has changed, and I'm
Mm.
not the same. And I'm a truly, what I'm saying. When God gave me that opportunity, I said, God, thank you. Then everything has changed, and I'm that Christian. I'm that a believer. I'm that miracle, that living miracle for God.
Yeah.
And I don't want nobody to go through what I went through. And even life is not promised to nobody, man, because
Mhm.
whoever listening, if you're not doing right, if you live in this life and you living in sin, and whatever you're doing, is if it's not lined up with God, if you're lukewarm, you could be in or you could be out, man. Because what happened to me, I don't want it to happen to nobody. Because tomorrow's not promised to none of us.
Mhm.
Because if you die, I want you to go to heaven, and I want you to live that life for Christ, man. Because I don't want because I don't want this to happen to nobody, man.
You want that to happen
And
to
man,
nobody.
but I thank God that
It's a miracle story. Show them your heart. Show the people your heart. Show them your
yeah,
heart, Edna. Show them your heart.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. See that, man?
There it
This
is.
little
There
note,
it is.
man, right here.
There it is, man. It seems like you got
Yeah,
extra pick. Seems like you got an extra pick.
yeah, right here. Yeah,
Excellent.
man. But yeah,
Excellent. Troy Graham's
but
around.
yeah, man.
Troy Graham's around. I think I know Troy. I know Troy will have to something to say about this story, the resurrection. The resurrection, Troy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Take it away.
Yes.
You're gonna be talking to Troy. You're gonna be talking
Yeah,
to Troy for a little bit now.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it talks to me enough, don't you? But yeah, but I'm proud of you, brother. I told you, man. You know, you had that incredible story, and it definitely. I was just sitting here. I was sitting here, went through all the ebbs and flows of your story, and I really didn't
Yeah.
have anything to say. Actually, your story is just a story of faith, trust, and triumph, man. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually, you're not even at the end of it. You still have
Oh, nah,
Nah,
nah.
you have a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more the good Lord got for you, brother. The whole lot more He got for you, and you just like I spoke to you privately. Just keep walking that path, and you're gonna see a lot of doors open. Everything that you might have lost in boxing, right?
Yeah,
Everything that was taken. I'm not gonna say you lost it. It was taken from you. Let's just be
yeah,
straight up, right?
yeah,
Everything you lost,
yes,
you're gonna get that back tenfold, man. You're gonna be like,
yeah,
I don't even remember boxing, but but
yeah,
you know. And then on top of that, someone's gonna come tap you on the shoulder and be like, "Look, I'm going through something and I need some guidance. You think you could, help me?" And that's how you
yeah,
pay. That's how you pay back. You understand,
yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
sir? So yeah, I mean, you're blessed, man. I was listening to your story and I was like, wow, you know,
Man,
wow. Because if you're strong enough to come through all that, and then at the end of it, make a little bit, and then when you got that little bit, you still found the strength to honestly pay back people you owe, right?
yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
And you just had your neck above water at best, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
so so that tells me that you're about to hit a windfall and it's never gonna stop. You're gonna be like,
Yeah,
man, I don't know what to do with all this, but I know I'm gonna do right with it.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Definitely,
sir.
man.
Yeah. And that defibrillator, I don't want to talk about that, but you know why, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know why, man. I didn't remember you were gone for 3 minutes, brother. I don't remember that
yeah,
part of the
man.
story, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gone, man. Like I was gone, man. Like just like when it happened, man. I thought when I got up, then I told my wife where I'm at. I thought I was home, and and but I thought I just got at the hospital. I mean, I thought I just got there. But man, my wife and my brothers told me, nah, you was here like for 3 days. I was like, what?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like 3 days, man. 3 days. I was like, what? So then what they had told me because they say if I didn't wake up, there was gonna put me in a coma because they want to preserve my brain.
Yes, sir.
And so that day, I got up because they was gonna put me like I think in induced coma. They was gonna put me in a coma. I like what where they would kind of just preserve my brain because I wasn't getting
Mm,
up.
mm.
Yeah,
Now
yes,
tell me
yeah,
something. Did you have the tube down your throat when you woke up
yep,
or no?
yeah. I
Okay,
had
okay.
when I wake up, I had
Yeah.
the tube. I didn't can't even talk. I was like, man,
Then
I said, what is this? I like, man, I had the tube down my throat. Even when they took it out, I was like, man, I was like, oh shoot,
Stop lying to the
man,
fans,
yeah, I
man.
was like,
yeah. What was your first
yeah,
to that
yeah,
tube? I
man,
mean,
yeah.
because go ahead and share that
Go ahead.
part of it. When you woke up and you felt that tube. What did you? Your first reaction was to reach for it, or what was your first reaction?
Yeah, man, like when I wake up, man, I had like I was gonna pull stuff because I just like I said, I didn't know. I thought I was home. Then when I realized I had the conscience and everything, and I was like gonna pull stuff off, I was like, man, what is it? Because it felt funny. I was like, man, what's that in my throat? I didn't can't really talk, this and that. And because that was the tube who was breathing for me, you know what I'm saying, keeping me on that breathing machine. And man, I was ready to pull stuff off. Then even um like a couple hours later, like I think next day or so, then I seen like marks on me. I was like, then my chest was hurting. I was feeling my chest. I was like, babe, I told my wife, I said, why my chest hurting? My chest was hurting real bad. Then I realized when I when I was gone, they tried to do CPR on me. You know what I'm saying? They either try to do CPR, and so so they so that's why my chest was hurting. Then my leg had like black marks. I was like, what? So I asked my wife, I said, what is mark is on my leg? So my wife told me I you know what I'm saying I was fighting. then they had to tie me down. I was like, no, I didn't remember that. They said, yeah, no, you was literally fighting the nurses. I was like, well, I don't know. So yeah, I had marks on me and everything where they had tied me down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a normal. It's not normal, but it's a reaction. It's a reaction. So yeah. Wow. So
Yep.
wow, man. So after all of that, right? After all of that, when you realized you
Yeah,
couldn't box anymore, what was your outlook? What was your plan on how to survive in life and just keep going?
man. You know what? It kind of hurt me, man, because you know what it was like. What really hurt me because I was looking for this money for this fight. A week out now, a week out. Then when I got contact, I was like, man, the first thing came to my mind. I was like, man, I want to get out of this hospital because I'm fighting next week. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what happened, whatever. I said I want to get out of this hospital because I got a fight coming up. And it's like running into a brick wall because you have something that you're going for, and then the big wall just come and stop you. Because me and my wife, we had plans, man. And when I said we had plans, when we had plans, I said, man, baby, we finna pay this house off. We gonna get out of debt, this and that. Then, then, in in 1 second, everything just stopped, and that's what kind of hurt me, man. Then it's like when all this happened, man, I said, man, I was hurting. Then I was laying on the hospital bed. I was like, man, God, I said, it's done. I can't fight anymore. This and that. I said, I'm done, man. I was like, this money that I supposed that we having coming in, that we had plans, and we like let bills go get behind because me and my wife said, well, when after the fight, then we will go ahead and pay them off. Then we won't worry about these bills right now. Just let's wait. Let's but at that time, by dad going behind this and that really hurt us because I was looking for that payday. And that's what happened. And yeah, man, I felt bad, man. And even when the doctor came, I had an option. So he said, Edner, either you if we to put this if we to put this thing in, you can't box anymore. So I had thought about it, man. I was like, man, I don't know, man. So I was thinking about it. I said, man, I don't know. Then finally I was like kind of said, man. So I just told the doctor, y'all know what? Just go ahead and do it, man. Just go and do what y'all have to do. Go ahead and put it in. And I just have to call the boxing quit because I don't know when this thing gonna happen again. My life is more important than this boxing.
And that takes a lot because I know you gave up most. Actually, you said you started boxing when you got into it at 14.
No, yeah,
No,
14 years old. Yeah, yes, sir.
14,
14 years
right?
old.
So that's about what 33 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So no, that's 23, right? 23 years. Sorry about that. Yeah,
yeah,
23.
yeah, about 23.
Yeah. So definitely, I understand, man. I understand it was heavy and it was hard, but that's where you find the strength to say, hey, I can move on because I know there's something else coming, right?
Yeah, come, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. So what does the future hold for the cherry bomb? And this is where I need to shut up. So buckle in.
Man, you know what, man? Being honest, man, I since this boxing's done, and I right now me and my wife, we try to do the real estate thing, and try to let some income flow come in, and then that still not on the go yet, but it take money to do the real estate,
Mm,
and and me and my wife, we trying to find a way, for cash flow to come in, and
Yeah.
be by me working, and like right now my wife can't work,
Mm.
and because when I was getting ready for the Prezada fight, that
Yeah.
for that fight, I think it was. I was in camp. I was getting ready for the fight, this and that. The fight was a go, and I was taking her. taking her to the dentist. Then a car hit us from behind,
Damn.
and her neck. She had neck problems. She had to have surgery, neck surgery.
Mm.
So she had screws in her neck.
Mm.
And she had a shoulder surgery
Mm.
because when she seen the truck coming, hitting her from behind, she kind of
Yeah.
put her hand in the way and it kind of jerked her shoulder.
Mm.
And then that, man, it's like a lot is going on with our family. Then probably like y'all don't right now, y'all don't even know half of it with my, I got a daughter.
Yeah.
I got a 19-year-old daughter.
Okay.
She's disabled. She can't talk.
Oh.
It just like raising up an infant
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Because she's 19.
Mm.
We have to feed her. We have to pick her up.
Mm.
We have to just name it what you would like, whatever you have to do to a baby.
Yeah.
Name it. We have to do it. Just name it. We have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it. So it's like she had to be watched 24/7. We can't like leave her like, hey, we about to go to the store and we leave her by herself. We have to have somebody there, and she's a fighter.
Oh,
She
dear.
had 2 open heart surgery.
Wow.
2 open heart surgery. And man, she don't talk, she don't do nothing, man. She can't tell us anything.
Damn.
And it was like that from birth. I was, being honest, she's my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't see it as a stepdaughter because I was in her life when she was a year and a half.
Right.
She was a year old. She was
Right.
a year old, and now she's 19. And yeah, man, and that's what we're dealing with every day, man. It's like every day she's a fighter,
Mm.
and she can't tell us what happened, and she make a lot. She get mad every day. She scream this and that, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But it's like something we don't get mad at her.
No.
But she's a miracle, man. With 2
Yeah.
open heart surgery. She had her first open heart surgery when she was about 3 months old. Then she had a second open heart surgery. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all this story right here.
Yeah.
With her second heart surgery.
Mm.
We went to the hospital because like with her heart, she have leakage in her heart. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So it's got to be
She have a
drained.
leakage. Yeah.
Mm.
She have a leakage in her heart. And we went to the hospital just for it was a simple procedure, like where they have to go in and put a stent,
Yeah.
stent in, whatever.
Mm.
But when they went in, because that valve, it was
Yeah.
rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they like put it in, they say they could not take it out. If they pull it out, that'll be
Yeah.
it for her.
Damn.
And so they say they have to do emergency
Procedure.
surgery.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought, man. So they had to open her. They said they had to open her up.
Mm.
I mean, me and my wife, we went for simple. We wasn't prepared for nothing.
Right. Right.
We wasn't prepared for nothing. So when we went in, and so they said they had to do emergency surgery. I'm like, man,
Damn.
my wife, we both crying.
Yeah. It's gonna be emotional. It would have been an emotional time because you want her and it's your daughter. It's been how many years on how many years you've been together. So obviously it's gonna be an emotional time. But it looks like she's got that fighting spirit. She's got that fighting spirit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't for quitting.
Yeah.
Quitting. She ain't no quitter.
Yeah. So tell us day. She's a fighter, man. She's a fighter, and when they had tell us that, man, and it's like, man, it's another surgery. So they say while they in there, they will do work. Like they'll work on some stuff that they need to fix.
Yeah.
So we just tell her, go ahead, and and everything came out okay, man. Everything came out okay with her. And then a couple months back, and she went for a checkup.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they like telling, like right now they telling us they don't know how much more longer she will be with us.
Mm, mm, mm. That's a trying time. That's a
And
trying time. But I mean,
yeah,
I think Edna. I mean, we know as adults that now we've all got a set of cards to play, and all we can do
yeah,
is play them to. All we can do is play them to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Life is temporary for everybody.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
don't.
definitely.
Some people get one day. Some people don't even get
Yeah,
one day. They come in the world that they're already dead.
yeah,
The
yeah,
world
yes,
already
sir.
dead. And then the next man, he
Yeah,
gets 80. Next man, woman get 80, 90 years. So really,
yeah,
it's a question of what from my perspective, the way I look at it, it's just that every day is a blessing. Tomorrow's promised to no
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah,
Tomorrow's promised to
yeah,
no
yes,
one.
sir. No
So every
one.
day is a blessing. So you enjoy what you can enjoy when you can enjoy it. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Edna?
yeah, sir.
That's the only way. That's the only way it can be. Life is a
Yeah,
blessing, and life
sir.
is promised to no one. Life is promised to no
Yeah,
one. So we
yes,
just
sir.
accept the
Yes,
blessing.
sir.
We accept the blessing, and we do the best we can under the circumstances that we're in. And
Yeah, yes, sir.
but never forget. My philosophy is you never forget that just breathing in itself, in and of itself, is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes,
So
sir.
look at the blessings when people you will have lost people in your life before. When people go, which they always do, people always
Yeah,
go. When they go, you just appreciate the blessing of the time you had. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's all you can do.
yeah,
Appreciate
yes,
the
sir.
blessing of the time that you have.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's the way I look at it. But Edna, you're going forward now. What does
Yes, sir.
optimistically, what does the future hold for you?
Man, right now, man, man, being honest, man, I just want like me and my wife, we going into the real estate. That's what we want to do. Real estate, where it's like a lot of money in the real estate to make money. So we want to do real estate. Me and my wife,
Mm,
and then after that, man, whatever come along with it, then I also want to talk to young people, man,
mm,
and that's my passion too, man. Talk to young people, you know, you know what I'm saying, if I could be a voice to them, you know what I'm saying? Because I was young once and I went
mm,
through whatever, then even just name him in my marriage, whatever,
mm.
life on its own. I went through all of it, man. I could be a blessing to somebody who's going through, and
Yeah,
I don't want them to go through what I went through. But if I could give them a pep talk or give them a little piece of nugget and like, hey man,
yeah.
don't go this route, man. Do it because I went through it.
Mm,
And even in the boxing, even in life general, even in the Christian life, Christian walk, whatever it is, man.
yeah,
You know, I've been through it. Then you know, I don't want to see them go through it because I don't want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to see them have a better life than me, man. Because
yeah,
you know, I don't want them to. I don't want to see them struggling to live the paycheck to paycheck.
yeah.
I don't want to see that for them, man. I want them to live better because what I went through, I don't want to see nobody go through it, man. And
Mm,
you know, but after that, man, but that's that's what I want to do, to talk to the
yeah,
young folks
yeah,
and you know, just try to steer them in the right way. And even in the boxing, what like whatever it is, I want to be open to every avenue, if you
mm,
know,
mm,
to talk to
mm,
the young ones, man,
mm, mm.
because they the future.
100%, 100%. And yeah, I think wherever you steer, whichever direction you steer,
Yes, sir.
that's the direction you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
sir.
I think I think that I can see with things like this, with something like this, that people will hear you. You talk to people, and you'll find a path. You'll find a path by talking to people. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
if you're helping people, then sometimes people can help you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
Yeah, yes, sir.
you know, it's a give and take thing. If you're helping people, sometimes you'll find that will help you find your path. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
the number one thing, the number one takeaway from this to me, well, there's a few takeaways from me. One, it's youngsters watching this. I want people to share this. I want people to share this video. People listening, I'll share it. I've already shared it. Edner, you share it. I know Troy's already shared it. I want people to share
yes,
this so that you know people have a real understanding. This is a real life example of how these young guys who get into boxing get exploited
yeah,
too often exploited.
yes, sir.
Same with the music industry. You get young people. You know, I tried the music industry. You get young people going into it, and without the guidance. And then sometimes when they do get guidance, it's unscrupulous. It can be unscrupulous people looking to take advantage of the young.
Yeah,
So
yes,
I really want this to go out to the young people. I want I want people to share this, and it doesn't matter boxing, whatever area of life where you require managers, agents, promoters, whatever sphere of life that you're involved in, or you know somebody else involved in, young people that tend to get exploited under these situations, and it would be really good. It'd be really good if this video is one of my aims and purposes speaking to these guys who've been through it. One of my aims and purposes is for the young, vulnerable people to have a better understanding of how they can be taken advantages of and the consequences. Years under bondage, basically. You know, you're owned by this company, you're owned by that company, and they're not even remunerating you properly. So really and truly,
yes,
in this series, when we talk to boxers who've already been there, been to the mountaintop, and weren't handled in the best way, but somehow managed to make it through, make it through shark infested waters. I think Edna Cherry is an example of someone who went through the mill. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, I've got a saying, Edna. I've got a saying, and it is, "I'm still standing." And I think that applies to you. You're still standing, Edna.
yes, yeah, yes,
You're still
sir.
standing.
Yes,
And so yeah,
yes,
I think there's that. There's your faith. You got something. You got something. What you're working towards now in your faith. You want to help the kids. You got your faith as a support system. You got your wife and
yes,
family as a support system. And you know you're moving forward now, Edna. You're still standing. You're still
yes,
standing. So you're moving
yes.
forward
Thank
now.
you, thank you.
You're moving
Yes,
forward.
sir. Thank you,
And
thank you.
you know, thoroughly appreciate it. I thoroughly appreciate Troy in all the hard work that he's done behind the scenes that has made this thing
Yes,
possible. So yeah,
yes,
that's the message, folks. And Troy, come in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted to.
So,
Sorry
so yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I guess all I can leave you with, man, just listening to everything that you said, which was powerful and moving and all that, is that, for all your pain, you could now turn that into purpose,
Yes,
Yeah,
you know?
yes,
yes,
And when you turn pain into purpose, you're going to see a lot of open for you. To be no, but at the end of the day, like I said, you have that strength in you and that faith. And I've seen you, oh man, that changed your life, man. Because you can still smile after all of that bitterness. But that tells me
yes,
that you got some faith, you got some strength in you. You shine strong with God, man. So
yes,
just keep standing and never look back. You know what I tell all my sons and everybody else that have the only thing behind it, you don't need to look back, right? So that's the
yes,
best advice I give you, brother. Just continue to look forward and continue to say, nothing will stop me. Nothing will stop me
Yes.
because I am one with God. I have my faith. And ain't nothing going to stop you.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so bless up yourself, man. Bless up yourself, like I like to say.
Yeah. That was a fine. Thank you very much. Goes out to Edner Cherry. Edner Cherry, I thank you for your time. It's been a very powerful. I think honesty is powerful. You've been very honest, and that's what we're looking for. So we're giving an honest account of a guy who made it to championship level. Wasn't treated right, but you know what? Man is still standing, and you still got a lot to live for, Edna. We're going to be keeping in touch with you. It's not the last time you're going to be on here.
Okay.
Yeah, I thoroughly appreciate it. I think the people in the chat thoroughly appreciate it. And maximum respect goes
Yes,
out
sir.
to you, your family. Bless up. And we will no doubt talk again. But for now, it's Edna
Okay.
Cherry and 100% respect. Have you got something to say to the people, Edna? You got some social media, anything you want to share with the people?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, for listening to my story, and I just really appreciate it. And if y'all want to follow me, man, and I got Facebook, I got Instagram. It's Edner Cherry. Just type in Edner Cherry, then just add me, man. You know what I'm saying? I will request y'all. Then I just want to thank everyone that been following me in the boxing game, my fans. I really appreciate it, man. So boxing is done for me, and it's like another avenue now. So, but I just want to thank y'all, my fans, who been able to support me in this boxing career. I really appreciate y'all. I really thank y'all, and I really thank y'all for coming in, for listening, and I really appreciate it, man. So much love, and I thank y'all. I love y'all guys, man.
Much respect to Edna Cherry. It's not the last time we're going to see him, but Edna Cherry, thank you for your time and have a great day, great life, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, man. You too, man.
100%, 100%. And that was Edna Cherry. Yes, Troy.
Yes.
He was going to say something.
No, I just want to thank the brother. That's all. He just said thank you.
Okay, cool. So that was Edna Cherry. That was awesome. Honesty is what we're talking about, and honesty is what he gave us. Real talk. Tomorrow's promise to no one. Respect to Mr. Says a big ant up in the building. Kieran Betts says respect to Mr. Cherry for giving us all this time. Yeah, he was sitting in his car for must have been 2 hours. I was looking at the clock. I was saying, damn, man's been in his car for 2 hours. Let the man go. He's giving us the goodies, giving us the truth. And it's got to be dinner time over there in the US of A. It's got to be. Certainly on the East Coast. The red gloved militant is up in the building. Yes. Honestly, the best policy. That's what we got with Edna Cherry. The truth, raw and unvarnished. Your observations, Troy Graham. Okay.
I moved. Can you hear me? Because I moved somewhere where the signal's not that great. But what did you just say, man? Because your voice went in and out.
I said, what are your observations as we come to the end of the show?
Oh,
great.
That was the most emotional and honest show, I should say, that we've done so far, me and you. So, I definitely appreciate the brother to come through. And I really wanted him to tell his story. I just didn't know he was going to open up that much, but I'm glad that he did, because I could see that he basically got a lot off his chest. And I know he touched a lot of people, man. A lot of people. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Truth, Truth is what you got here. The truth about the game, the inside game. And we got to give we got to give some respect to Al Heyman, because it's Al Heyman who got him facing in the right direction in choppy seas. So, I've gone in on Al Heyman, as you will all know, but, credit where credit is due. There's a lot of sharks out there. And, maybe we look at Al Heyman in a slightly different light. When he wanted to get away from the sharks, he went to Al. So, we got to be fair here. So, got to give credit to Al where credit is due. Okay, and so that's it. That's a nice around 2 hours. Where are we at? 2 hours, 20 seconds. Seems appropriate. Seems right. Seems only right that we end it right there. Having spoken to the man who should have been champion. What's that guy called? Pedrosa? Was it Pedrosa that he should have been awarded the win against? Was it Pedrosa? Jose Pedrosa? I think so. Okay, so once again, I will hope that everybody can share this video. What's that thing there? Oh yeah, it's the background. Share this video. I think I'm gonna have to put truth in there somewhere. Because that's what he dropped. He dropped the truth. On y'all. And of course, so much appreciation goes out to Edner Cherry. I envisage us speaking again, Edner. Much thank you for your time. Thanks goes out to the work put in by Troy Graham. And of course, much appreciation to all of those, the hardcore, the Red Glove Militant, the Kieran Betts, the Big Ants, and more. Your final words, Troy Graham, before we close out this thing.
I get myself back in order here. Oh man, I just feel blessed to be doing this. I mean, feel blessed to be alive every day. But today was a great day, great show.
Indeed.
I'm glad to be a part of it. I want to thank everybody for being here and giving us their time. But like any other, business, we endeavor to grow and be great. So we definitely appreciate if you hit the like and super chat and whatever else you can do to keep the lights on so we can keep bringing you this great content, man. We definitely appreciate it. So thank you.
100%. 100%. So that was Edner Cherry. I was joined by, move this thing out the way, see the names. I was joined by Troy Graham, and this has been Boxing Talk with Raphie. And you know how we like to end this thing. Troy Graham's right. Hit all the good buttons, the like, the subscribe, the comments, the share, the super chat. PayPal is in the description box. I'm going to go ahead after this and, Edner Cherry. It's easy to find. Facebook, Edner Cherry. Instagram, Edner Cherry. But I'll edit it into the description box nonetheless. So just want to extend my appreciation to Edner, to Troy, and of course to you, the good people. This is where the good people congregate, and you are here. So it's the Red Glove Militant. It's the Troy Graham. It's the Edner Cherry. It's the Kieran Betts. It's the Big Ant. It is the Philip Carl Roberts, the real Philip Carl Roberts, not the fake one. Not the fake one who tried to call in. I thought it was the real one. Let him on for a few seconds, but I was riding the mute button. So when he got wild, I muted him.
I was wondering what was going on for a second, because that's, yeah,
I muted him. So he got exterminated. It's the Wild Soul. It's the Ross Clark. It's the DJ, Georgie Porgy, and everybody else who's going to be watching in the future. And you know how we like to end this thing. You know how we like to end this thing. I say, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And don't forget Boxing Talk and Classic Fights Review every Friday, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. on the East, and 1 on the West. And with that, I say, blessed.